I'm a railway man for life, and therefore I have an inherent right to be derailed. Any attempt to derail me is not going to work. I'll begin with Make in India. To make India a manufacturing hub. Then came the COVID, and it was rejigged into Atmanirbhar in the hope that these lions of Make in India would roar into self-reliance. So how many roars we have heard is for you to decide. About railways, I can tell you that we have always got our trains or locomotives or anything that moves through what I called an oxymoronish transfer of technology. We bring some, documents are transferred, knowledge is given, we jaunt abroad, but in spite of passage of decades, we are not able to make it to the standard we imported. And why is that? Technology, ladies and gentlemen, is a creation which lives not only in the mind but also the heart of the creator. There is no technology to transfer that. Firak Gorakhpuri has said, "Mere sher aina khane mein teri beshumar adaon ke." I can go poetic about the multiple styles of your beauty and elegance, मगर ऐसी भी है कोई अदा जो रहेगी सीना एराज में. There are some aspects of the elegance of your beauty which will remain buried in the recesses of my heart. You're not going to get access to that. And therefore, good or bad, unless the gap is too large. When I say gap is too large, so we have this, what I would call mindlessly global and hopelessly local. The truth is somewhere in between. Create your own, that will make you do 110, 120% more because of the pride and the ownership. That was one of the seeds of the story. But obviously there is an obvious question. To do anything, anywhere, any field, you have to have these things, of course, but more than that, you have to simply love what you do, love the people around you, love your organization. If you're dealing with human beings, the human resource is your main resource, and you're not going anywhere unless they are with you. It doesn't matter how many people report to you, or you are dealing with human beings, you're a leader, and you must start with love. It is not natural, it's not human to love everyone, but if you make it a habit, the dividends are too many. Another couplet that I would like to say is Jigar Muradabadi, who says, "Ik love se mohabbat ka adna ye fasana hai." This word love has a very brief story. "Ik love se mohabbat ka adna ye fasana hai, simte to dile aashik, phaile to zamana hai." Love whatever you do. Very easy for me because this is the organization I worked for all my life. You know, the scramble for that window seat as the marvel, the magic of Indian way of life. Desolate, crowded, celebration, mourning, hard work, grind. Mountains, rivers, valleys, deserts passed you by. So much so that the destination became meaningless. The journey was the purpose. And as you peep behind that open door of our trains, till this train came in, the train I'm going to talk about, you can even today, look at that snaking train and it gives you goosebumps. And it's a great leveler, a railway station, because the richest to the poorest still stand next to each other to catch the same train. In The Tempest, Antonio says that travelers never did lie, fools at home condemn them. So if you cannot appreciate these fantastical views you see from in the organization I worked for, perhaps you are a prisoner of your own confines and conflicts. That said, I'm not here to talk to you about this romance. I'm here to talk to you about this. The recall and the image of an Indian railway train has remained absolutely the same. Even as a child, and later, when I joined railways, I had this angst. Is why can't we have swankier, modern looking, aesthetically superior, technologically superior, speedier trains in such a large network with such a large pool of engineers? Beauty is but a vain and doubtful good, like a shining gloss that fadeth suddenly. एक जैसे लग रहे हैं सभी चेहरे मुझे, होश की ये इंतहा है या मैं नशे में हूँ. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the seed of the story which I'm going to tell you briefly. I was posted in government, the donkeys and the horses move in the same file, and this donkey came up for promotion as a general manager, which is like an institution in Indian Railways, in 2016. And I requested for to be posted at Integral Coach Factory, Chennai, which is the largest factory, mind you, in the world, in terms of numbers, more of the same. And my request was accepted, and I land there, unlike a zonal railway, which is like a great feudal experience for people. Set up in 1950s as a dream of Jawaharlal Nehru to make coaches of current technology. But a dream not followed by vision and action plan by those who have to follow, like railwaymen like me. It was only more of the same all these decades. In 1950s, this gentleman in the center, with the garland, Chow and Lai came to Chennai and wrote in the visitor's book that he would like every Chinese to come here and learn how to make trains. And every Orient should be proud of it. And look where we have reached. Yesterday I saw a cartoon in a German magazine. It said, Indian overhauled China. India overtakes China, and what did it show? A train full of men, not only inside but on top, on footboard, everywhere, with an Indian flag, and a Chinese fancy train just behind it. So it is in very poor taste, I agree, but why? Because they have left us far behind in so many aspects, not only railway technology. And that should be our angst. So I made this table as I was posted as general manager, and I was surprised due to empowerment given by this government. The power and authority of a general manager exceeds that of a CEO of a private company, of a large private company. Two ways to look at it. कि आप सरकारी हो, what's in a name? A rose would smell as sweet or rotten. Or if we go to our uncle from Delhi, हमको मालूम है जन्नत की हकीकत, लेकिन दिल के खुश रखने को ख्याल अच्छा है. Or there is another way to look at it, is this huge canvas is given to you with variegated colors and palette for you to paint it in hues and shades that you wish. I was trying to be a votary of this second thought. It's still a very colonial organization, unfortunately, as left by the British. And it's easy to demolish these straitjackets of propriety and hierarchy, these boundaries of feudal thinking and protocol, which I tried to do. What you see on the left, a family tree with 12,000 men, nobody bigger or smaller, became a selfie point and gave a belongingness. What you see at the bottom right is this tendency of bureaucrats. The politicians are different, they have to glorify themselves, to put their name on plaques against facilities built with government money. In last 65 years, there were 165 such plaques with names of chairman, railway board members, GM, this and that, secretary, this, that. I got them extracted and threw them in the dust because that's where they belonged. And I said, every facility, and we were spending a lot of money, would be inaugurated by a man of that area or a woman of that area, senior most, because he is going to take that memory with him, and he'll stand next to it with a plaque with only his name, with tears in his eyes, and he'll come with his son, his daughter, his spouse, his family members. He had given his blood, sweat and tears, and he deserves to take that memory back. These were the simple measures that we started in ICF. Only I'll not go into all of that, but basically a need, especially in government today, is empathy and openness to demolish these protocol barriers. I'll touch upon this. Britishers governed us by weaving a net of mistrust. Procedures, rules, watchdogs, this and that. It stops things from being done. But has it stopped corruption? No, it has increased. It's time for the government to now weave a network of trust. A simple example, the chief design engineers, when we were building these trains, they were given complete freedom that you get anything you want from anywhere, single tender, multiple, whatever. And it has endorsement of the GM, the HODs, the finance, the stores. Your word is final. And that was one of the reasons that we could make this train. तेरे वादे पर जिए हम तो ये जान झूठ जाना कि खुशी से मर न जाते अगर एतबार होता. Time has come for you to do that एतबार, और खुशी से मरना नहीं लेकिन खुशी से आगे बढ़ना जरूरी है. This is one image I want to leave with you. Empowerment of women is not a cliche, it's not a lip service. There are two things with it. If I said I'm the administrator of this factory of 12,000 people, which I was trying to reduce, and I did to 10,000, but I'm not the Chief Justice of India. I learn of any case of sexual harassment or gender-based discrimination. I give myself 4 hours to determine if the complaint is genuine. And if it is genuine, informally, I don't want any written report, I don't want any deposition, no inquiry, nothing. I trust myself to find if the complaint is genuine, and then, using the power given by the government of India, I sack that fellow next 4 hours. Let him go to court. I want to send a message, and that message went through 15 to 20%, 18% or so women employees. Some of them, we made many gangs, but these women came to me, employed as fitters, welders, technicians, and these men make us do helpers' job. So what do you want? We want to build a train entirely on our own, supervised by a lady supervisor. This kind of heavy fabrication work you will hardly see in a factory anywhere in the world. I'm telling you, not only India. And the pride they have in this work can be seen in the photograph next, where they pose like Air Force pilots. So it is, it's not a cliche, but any organization which has to go forward must respect all its women, not only in lip service, but in complete equality. I'll tell you now very briefly about the train. A train set is one without any locomotive. There are 2 cabs in the end. All equipment is placed under the board. Area above is totally for passengers. These are the advantages which you see on the screen. Basically, you can pack a lot of equipment. There's no locomotive. All over the coach train, you can put these equipment, and therefore it can cut down travel time. And there are so many advantages. You go from one coach to another through a sealed gangway, not like the rickety vestibule we have today, which is not even safe for children and older people. It's so many advantages, and this is the norm for 25, 30 years all over the world in this speed range. Why don't we have such trains? Internecine warfare between departments about the ownership of the train. It's neither a locomotive nor a coach. And of course, the import lobby. And looking for these clannish goals, looking for some mindless dishonesty. For decades and decades, we never had a train which India was fully capable to build. That brings me to this circle. It's a large circle of our concern. We all have. Things don't work. But we forget that small dot of our influence, and that concern overtakes our influence. If we only concentrate on things that we can do, why curse darkness? Light your own candle. शिकवाए जुल्मत शब्द से कहीं बेहतर था, फराज साहब का शेर है, शिकवाए जुल्मत शब्द से कहीं बेहतर था कि अपने हिस्से की एक क्षमा जलाते जाते. The time for me to light that torch had come, and we told youngsters that you should live your dream, follow your dream. That's all very good, but you must look after your bread and butter and your life and your family first. But don't let that dream die. Let it linger. Don't let it be extinguished. An opportunity will come to you to realize a dream, and that time had come to me at this stage. So I was heading the biggest factory, mind you, in the world. I had a dream, I thought a vision, an opportunity of this platform, and fortune, that great team of staff and engineers bequeathed to me. I did nothing. Raring to go, with ennui written all over their face, doing more of the same. They had the chutzpah to try something new. All I needed to do was channelize that energy, and for channelizing they were all excited to do it, but there were some doubts. One doubt was, you may be a powerful GM, but you are making a 180 kilometers per hour train for the first time. It's a different train, you need a thapa, a stamp of the ministry. I said, easy, I'll get it. And I didn't realize, we applied in late 2016, and another 4 or 5 months we're not getting the sanction because there's negativity, cynicism. They thought I was seeking publicity, spinning a yarn. I go to the chairman. He says, yes, you can do it, but these other people are not letting me do it. I said, you import whatever you want. Who am I to stop you? I'll build you this train at 1/3 the cost of your import. He was wavering, and then it brings me to this simple question of pride and vanity. You see, pride always enhances. You look at everyone with happiness. Vanity reduces, diminishes, because you try to promote yourself by belittling others. I grabbed his feet. People ask me figuratively or literally, that's not important. What is important is that by grabbing his feet, I got the sanction, and with pride I went to my people that here is the sanction, get going. And by grabbing his feet, I was killing my vanity, which one of you would kill someday in any case, so why not better kill it yourself today? Then there was a doubt, 200 crores you are going to spend. If for the first time ab initio a train designed, if it doesn't work, who's the scapegoat? I said, your leader is going to be the scapegoat because he's retiring in December 18. What can they do to a retired person? But if you succeed, you'll bask in that glory for the rest of your life. Having given to the country something that it has been waiting for 25, 30 years. And that's what my uncle Shakespeare has said, our doubts are traitors which make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. गिरते हैं शह सवार ही मैदान जंग में, वो तिफल क्या गिरे जो घुटनों के बल चले. Days of your crawling are over. We will be mounted soldiers together and build